A pleasant day to everyone. Once again, I'm John G. Pascasio from BSHM 4C. And now I'm going to present my answers for the performance task number 1 of Module 2. Number 1 question, what is the importance of culture to an organization? And this is my answer. It is very important to have a presence of culture to an organization just because it contributes different kinds of behavior, attitude, personality, and perspective. By means of that, the entire organization may be benefited for that culture. It is also help the organization to be more productive and efficient considering the fact that employees may adopt or inculcate others' behavior. Due to that advantage, employees can have a strong relationship with co-employees and maximizing their full potential to be more competent employees. Moreover, the culture in a certain company determines how employees act and collaborate, as well as how successfully they operate as a team. As a result, culture can help to break down barriers across segregated teams, influence decision making, and improve overall workflow. According to Kelly Wong of 2021, she stated that culture is a key advantage when it comes to attracting talent and outperforming the competition. 77% of workers consider a company's culture before applying, and almost half of employees would leave their current job for a lower paying opportunity of an organization with a better culture. The culture of an organization is also one of the top indicators of employee satisfaction and one of the main reasons that almost two-thirds or 65% of employees stay in their job. Number 2 question is, what are the advantages of empowering employees? Giving employees greater freedom in making them more accountable in every task they perform. What empowerment is all about? It entails allowing members of your team and employees to make decisions and conduct actions that have an impact on your company. There's a lot of advantage when we're going to empower our employees in an organization. The first thing is the increase of productivity rate of every individual and the entire organization. This advantage focusing on how employees become more productive, giving a chance to show their full potential, and at the same time, they empowered by their co-employees and organization. Due to this, employees can make their decisions by themselves. They generally achieve a sense of empowerment and increase their productivity and improve the work environment with their positivity and energy. And number 2, the second advantage is the employee satisfaction. After they become more productive, finally they can have the ability to fulfill their satisfaction. In short, they become happy of what they are doing. It is an established fact that when we make our own decisions, we are more content. Employees who work in an accountable atmosphere are more likely to make their own decisions. As a result, they are happier and more satisfied. Employees who are happy with their jobs are more productive, enthusiastic, and loyal. The third is improvement of employee branding. By means of this, they completely establish their good reputation towards the others. Last is the career development and improvement of customer handling. This advantage pertains to the improvement of attitude and personality of the employees on how they are going to act and work in their respective duties in a professional way. Number 3 question, what are the bases of classifying service setting? In order to be able to make a clear and relevant classification of services, we would first need to understand the concept of the word itself. Services usually refer to processes and not physical products. Some services may include people, whereas other services, like online service, etc., may include objects which are managed by people. But according to my research, the basis of classifying service setting are the first one is the classification of service based on intangible action, and the second one is the classification of service based on intangibility. Number 4 question, what is servicescape? And here are my brief explanation for this. According to the module, servicescape was defined the actual physical environment where the act of service is performed, delivered, and consumed. Well, based on my own understanding of of my readings, I can say that Servicescape is a concept that measures the impact of the physical and interior environment in which a service process takes place. The concept of Servicescape can help to improve the customer experience for customers. And last question, what's the importance of Servicescape in service itself? Servicescape is very important because it serves as the first station of the interaction between the guest and the employee. Through the help of Servicescape, we can accommodate properly and professionally all of our incoming guests, providing them the best quality of service. According to the module, it clearly stated that the concept of Servicescape is very much significant in designing the entire guest experience within the concept of tourism and hospitality. It makes it easy for the owners, management team, and staff to deliver the image they would want to project to their guests. And here are some areas that may benefit while we have a good Servicescape, such as the expectations, mood and emotion, employee satisfaction, service production, factory, and function value. And that's the end of my presentation about my answers for the performance task number 1 of Module 2.